Hello, beautiful people. Hi. I have no channeled message today. A message might come in. I'm open and feeling free to it and flowing with it, but I felt like it was time to show up to just talk. To just be. I feel like we're putting a lot of pressure on ourselves recently. You might have been putting a lot of pressure on yourself. I know that I have been, so that's why I say we, and I do feel a part of this collective, but I feel like some of you guys might be feeling a little bit into that doubt too. Doubt associated with your path, your alignment. Things aren't seeming to work out how you thought they would. And you might be missing some of the abundances coming in because you're in your head a little too much, or you're pushing yourself. You're pushing yourself too much to be in a place of productivity, to be in a place of manufacturing things, making things come up and work for you, instead of being in a flow state, instead of stepping more into the feminine side. We all have masculine, feminine energies, and it fluctuates. It's not like you're just masculine or you're just feminine, or this day you're just masculine, although it could be that. I feel like there's a flow with it. So, you know, how you are in your relationship today, it could be a masculine, it could be more masculine or more feminine. How you view yourself, how you talk about yourself or talk to yourself could be more masculine or feminine. How you clean through the house or how you decide to be productive today or take rest could be more masculine or feminine. So I felt like that was important to say, because in almost all my videos I do mention that we all have masculine, feminine energies, but I haven't gone into the fact that it fluctuates. It's very fluid. It flows. And you could be forcing it more into a direction or staying more in a comfort zone that is more masculine or more feminine. But when you're in a natural state and you're not overthinking it and you're not pushing or forcing yourself, our energies flow and fluctuate masculine, feminine. And that's always happening all the time. It never stops. It doesn't ever stop. And you might feel like you're more masculine. You might feel like you're more feminine. You might feel like more of the time you're more masculine or more of the time you're more feminine, but it still fluctuates and flows. And one day you could be in more masculine energy and one day you could be more in feminine energy, and it just changes all the time. And then there's also areas where other people perceive you. You could feel like you're being very masculine and you're, doing a doer and a worker, and you're pushing yourself to get things done, and you are being very rational and maybe not letting emotions take over as much. Not that that's a bad thing. It's not, but that either side, neither of it's bad, to not let emotions take over or to let them, flow and be more present. Either way, there's masculine and feminine energies, but you might feel like you're in one and then somebody else views you as something different. So, take that as you do, but I just felt like that was important to bring up, that there seems to be some sort of lack of clarity and stagnancy in the energy that I'm feeling into right now with you guys, and it might have something to do with you overthinking what kind of energy you're in, or trying to define the type of creativity that you need to be in. Because if you're in this collective and you're still watching this video, you're probably feeling like you resonate with a lot of these messages that are around the theme of abundance coming in, timeline shifting. You're stepping into a new place where you're stepping out of karmic cycles. You've closed those chapters and you're stepping into an abundant cycle, a flow state. But to continue being in that state, you must be following your aligned path, what feels right for you. Verb confirmation. And stepping into that feminine energy. And that's allowing yourself to feel, allowing yourself to process what you're feeling, giving yourself the space and the grace to feel those things. But I'm feeling like this collective that I'm speaking to right now is still kind of in a state of force. And even if that force isn't go, 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 do, 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 which some of you guys, it might be still, you might still be trying to like make yourself work and do something and show up every single day for something. And there's not really pressure on you. You're just putting it on yourself. And I say that with so much kindness and love, but you're putting that on yourself. Nobody's making you show up or expecting you to. Or it's an energy of forcing yourself to be creative in some area, like you feel called to create a song, maybe you're an artist, or to paint or to do something, but it doesn't feel right in that moment, and you're like, well, but I'm supposed to be creating. So you make yourself sit down and write a song or write up some lyrics or paint, and you buy the canvas and you make yourself sit, and it feels forceful, and you know that you have that creative ability, you know that you're talented in that area, whatever creative thing you're trying to force upon yourself. So it might feel a little weird because you're like, I know I'm good at this. I know what I do. I know what I can produce. I watch myself. That's how I got to this place. That's why I'm following my path. I feel like I'm a talented, skilled person, especially in this area. So why does it feel so hard to be in this place? And that's the energy I'm tapping into. Now, if that doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. It doesn't have to. Maybe you're in the energy of, you know what you're doing and you feel aligned with it and it feels great, and that's awesome. And this message may not be for you, and that's awesome. That's great. And either way, whatever energy you're in, you know, is okay and is probably the space you're supposed to be in right now. If it doesn't feel like you're forcing it, that's the hard part. If you're forcing it, that doesn't mean that it's bad. It's just that you don't need to be in that place. So like, re-examine. Use this time. We're still in the Lionsgate energy and time frame right now. Again, this is a timeless message, but if you're watching it right now at the beginning of August in 2025, we're still in that time frame. And as we approach 8/8, so August 8th, it's becoming stronger and more powerful, which might mean that there's dual forces that are like pressing against each other. If you're like, I gotta work, I gotta get this done, and creativity from the Lionsgate portal is opening and flowing, but you're like, I'm forcing this, and I have to produce songs, and I have to do this, and I have to show up every day. And Lionsgate energy isn't about showing up every day. It's about allowing creativity to flow and being in that creative mindset and the divine energy. And it's a portal that's allowing you to realign and redefine what you're trying to achieve, what you're trying to go after in your life. And I do feel heavily like this collective right now is in a place of either force or stagnancy. Forcing yourself to create, or to overwork, or to show up every day for something that doesn't feel aligned with you, that doesn't feel right, and you should be giving yourself more space to rest. Because creativity comes through rest as well. You can be daydreaming, you could be taking a nap, you can be sleeping, you could be just walking outside with no pressure to for how long you're going to walk or what you're going to do with that walk. You could simply just be listening to music, and creativity flows that way. That's where it's birthed from. It's not birthed from a place of force and you know, micromanaging and control. It's birthed from a place of flow and ease and just spark that comes naturally. So when you're trying to force yourself into a place of creating, force yourself into a place of trying to make money in a certain way, or trying to make love come in a certain way, then it won't happen that way. It won't happen for you. But you're feeling into the energy that abundance is coming in, and that's what your soul is destined for, that you're destined for great things, that you're meant to share something, your creativity, your story, your truth with the world, and it's meant to up-level your soul. You are meant to evolve through that and help Earth, humanity, grow through that, and you feel that, but you're in a place of like, well, what am I supposed to be producing to do that? And you might have your ideas, but I feel like, again, it just feels very forced, but also unclear. So it's kind of hard to move forward when you're in a place of knowing that you can do more, that you are skilled and talented, that you do have a truth that matters. You know those things, but you might be forcing yourself to try to show up in a certain way that you think it has to look like in order to be successful, in order to create this thing, or in order for it to be accepted by the world, whatever your reasoning is behind there. So it definitely feels very cloudy, and it's very synchronistic actually, because it's feeling cloudy in the brain and in the energy right now. But where I'm at, there's been a lot of wildfires, and so it's very smoky and cloudy and gray here right now, and the air seems a little polluted and thick. So yeah, it's a very what's the word? I want to say dualistic, but I don't think it's dualistic. I think it starts with a D though. Dichotomy, maybe. It's a dichotomy of energies. Foggy, fuzzy, hazy, a little polluted, but powerful energy. Summer, awesome energy, just like, it's a weird dichotomy, and I can understand why you would be in this confused state. I've definitely been in this confused state. Actually, last night I feel like the veil lifted for me, and I feel like that's why I just wanted to come here and talk, because it's not necessarily a channeled message. It's a little bit of a personal share, but it's also whatever message, whatever comes through. I did bring my cards here for some clarity, because I do feel like there's a lack of clarity. But yeah, I've been feeling into that. I've been feeling like there's just so much radiance, so much energy, so much creativity flow, and then all of a sudden it like shuts off, and it's like, what's going on? What happened? But last night I just had this surge of energy. I had this surge of creativity, and almost like I didn't need to sleep. Almost like I did. I allowed myself to sleep because I knew that it was important, and I wanted to be in that feminine energy that allows my body to rest when it needs to, even if my masculine side is like, go, 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 you got this. Like, keep going, keep pushing forward, and finding that balance. But last night was very eye-opening for me, and was like this click, like a bell chime. I don't know. It was something that was like ding, click, snap. Like something just happened, and wow, that's a weird message that did come in. I don't know if I want to share that, but I think I'm going to anyways, because when it comes in like that, it's like I have to share it. So have you guys, guy or girl, it doesn't matter, have you guys ever heard of the O method? If you know, you know. I won't go too much into it, but I feel like there's a tie between, because there's also been this energy of love coming in, lots of hot passion, sexuality. Okay, I'm getting hot now. I feel like there is a tie between allowing yourself to feel into that sexual and sensual energy, whether that's with somebody or alone on your own, because that will help spark and incite more creativity without force. The O method is like orgasm, like feeling great, like a release. Like there needs to be a release of something. There needs to be a release of energy that's pent up. There needs to be a release of stagnancy, of force. And I feel like if you are allowing yourself to release things, and you don't have to release it in the O method way, it can be released with other like release rituals, if that suffices for you, if that resonates with you. Light a candle, set intentions, speak out what you want to release, ask God, your I was gonna say your source, but yeah, God, source, your universe, your angels, to help release that from you, to release any energy that you don't need to be carrying anymore that's weighing you down. And then after you speak out those words, blow out the candle, and then you can finish off with as it is, or as it is above, so it is below, or so it shall be, or however you want to say, whatever works best for you. There's different ways to release things. You can walk out into nature and just sit in the grass and ground yourself and ask nature, to the universe, to just help you release. There's a lot of different ways. I do feel like a powerful way is the O method, is to help release, but intentionally doing it, not just to get off, not just to, I mean, yes, that's a human thing too, and that's great, it's awesome, but with the intent behind it, to release something, someone, a burden, an energy, release something, and allow pleasure and sensuality to fill your body, and creativity to spark naturally. I do feel like that is a message coming in. I smiled, I got giddy, but like, I do feel like that is a huge key for you guys, and that might mean something to you if that resonates with you. Yeah. There's a lot of ways that you can release, though, so if that doesn't resonate, it doesn't have to be that way. But I do feel like it's powerful, because I feel like whatever is holding you back, maybe it's yourself too, maybe it's your own mind, your own head, being too much in your head of how you're gonna, how you're going to produce these things, how are you going to share your art, your creativity with the world, how are you going to speak with your authenticity. You know how to do that, you know what your truth is, you are living in your authentic nature, your authenticity right now, but how do you share that? How do you make something into a tangible material form for the world? I feel like there's some sort of stuckness around that for you guys. So and I do feel like when you have these release rituals or release practices, however you choose to release, that something will just click, bell will just chime, ting, like something will just, it will release, and then you can continue to keep doing things like that as you feel stuck. It's not just necessarily a one-time thing, which is so awesome about being human, because you get to relive it, you can redo it, and you have so much control and power. You have so, I think sometimes you guys forget how powerful you really are, how incredible your human form is, your brain is, your spirit, your soul, your magic is, and that you can decide and say, oh, I recognize that I'm in this place of force, or not flow. Even if it's not force, it's just not a place of flow. I feel stuck, I feel stagnant, I know what I'm called and destined to do, I might even know what exactly that is, I just don't know how to start, or I don't know how to create that. Whenever that is, whenever you feel that, you have the power, because I feel like you're very in tune with yourself. You're able to recognize when you're feeling stuck or when you're feeling forced, and you have the power to change that and transmute that. You guys literally are the magicians. Like you have the power to say, oh, how can I fill my body, my vessel, my mind, my soul with peace and with love and with all of the passion? That could be any type of passion. That could be sexuality passion, sensuality passion. That could be doing something you absolutely love, a hobby, a craft, something that isn't forcing you into, I have to make this, I have to create this, and I have to do it for the world. Do it for yourself. Do something that is for yourself. And that can spark and incite creativity. Talk with a friend, a trusted friend, somebody that you emotionally feel safe with. Talk with them about your thoughts, your feelings, your goals, whatever you feel open to doing. Because I do feel like there's some things that you should keep to yourself right now. Not out of secrecy, not out of any type of ill will or bad intent, but just because some things are sacred to you right now and should be kept sacred right now as you're still thinking about it, as you're still processing through things. But the things that do feel like you want to let out, that you do want to release, share that. It can be on your journal, it can be private, it doesn't have to be with a friend or a person. But if you do have a friend or person, someone you trust that feels emotionally safe to you, this would be a great time with the portal opening up, with the Lionsgate portal being here. It's like this is your time to release. This is your time to realign and recenter and reground and redefine what you're wanting and what you're looking for, and not forcing yourself into any type of energy or any type of place or state of mind, and to recognize where you're at. Have grace for yourself where you're at, because it's okay that you're feeling forced right now. It's not wrong or bad. It's not a shame on you type of thing. I love that the sun just peeked through the clouds right then. It's also like gray and cloudy, and then just right here. I love that so much. You guys see it like on my forehead? Oh, that's so awesome. But yeah, something where you just, when you release, like it just shines down on you. Something just happens for you. And it will. And then when it happens again, when you cycle back, being human, we're going to cycle back. Life is a spiral. It's, you learn from these things. And hopefully each time you come around, you are more grounded in that, or you have more awareness around that thing. You have more stability or confidence in yourself that you can work through these things. And that's the beauty of being human. That's the gift of being human and being able to experience this stuff. And then we get to remember our souls know, but we forget as humans as we come back down here. That's part of the contract. It's like, oh, we made a contract. This is what we're going to do. These are our soul partners. These are the people we're going to meet and make. These are the things that we're going to do. And then you come to Earth and it's like, whoop, gone. And then you forget and you have to remember. And when you're starting to remember, like your worth and your magic and your power and what you can do, and you can simply release things in many different ways, you can create happiness and joy and peace by simply putting a smile on your face, even when it feels really difficult and tough times. You can change that for yourself. And I think a lot of us forget that oftentimes. Even if you remember once, it's like there could be another situation that pops up. Burp confirmation. There could be other things that happen that seem a little more overwhelming or a little more different than the thing that you just worked through. And then you kind of forget again, like, oh, how do I get myself out of it? And you're searching for other validation, or you're forcing yourself into this place that you have to figure it out. And you don't. Like, you don't have to figure it out, and you don't have to go seek validation outside. Not that any of those things are wrong either, but there doesn't have to be this is the one method and you have to do it. There's so many ways that you can transmute that stagnancy, that pain, that whatever emotion, that lower vibrational emotion that doesn't feel fun to be in, that yucky stuckiness that we don't like feeling. You have the power to do that, and there's so many ways to do it. And I think what's so beautiful is, even if you're not using any of these other things like the candle ritual or going outside or the O method, and you decide to do something else, it's all about intent. That's the thing. That is the thing. Like, you can be intentful with your mind, with your actions, with your emotions, and create things from that. You get to choose those things. That's what's so powerful. And I remind myself of this often when I forget, when there's times that I feel stuck, or I feel lost, or I feel alone, or I feel like I'm pushing myself into something that doesn't quite feel like I should be pushing myself into it right then or there or at that time. And then I remind myself of who the fluff I am, and what the fluff I've gone through, and how strong I am, and how capable I am, and remind myself of what got me through last time. And it's just really powerful. I don't know, I keep shrugging because it's like, it's something we forget. It's something that happens. We cycle through these emotions, and there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just right in front of us. It's within us. It's within us. You don't have to seek for an outside source. Whatever your belief is, whatever your religion is, it doesn't matter. We all have, a belief system to some level. And if you're here watching this video still, then you believe in some sort of higher energy or power. And that doesn't have to be a masculine or feminine, being. It doesn't have to be a being at all. It could just be an energy for you. Maybe it is a being of some sort. Maybe you pray to someone or something. But it's about your intent. It's about the collective being aware of the us factor as all, as one, as a whole, and knowing that there's something bigger and greater within us. And even if you do feel or like subscribe to the idea of like a one God or a one creator type thing, even in spiritual books and including the Bible, it says God is within us. You don't search and look outwards for it, although some people do, and you can, but God is within you. The universe is within you. You are the universe. We are us as a whole. We are all one. And I find that so powerful. And it reminds me that I'm not alone, but that I don't need to be so fixated on what I need to create. It's that we're all showing up and healing ourselves collectively as a whole, and that's what's shifting everything. That's the power in all of us showing up together and knowing that that power is within us. We're working with it and we're calling it out and collectively healing ourselves in the world together. It's not about just one person doing all the work and it's going to make all the changes. It's about all of us doing all of the work to make the changes within ourselves and showing that outwardly, showing our light, just living in your authentic nature, being truthful and standing in your truth and standing in your authenticity, and simply just being you. And as we are all being ourselves, we are all collectively rising together and creating a huge shift, an energetic shift, which is what this portal is helping us do. There's many other times and places that this happens too. It's not like this one portal, this Lionsgate portal is the one time. But it is a very powerful time for you to realign and redefine what you're wanting and calling that out of yourself. Not out of it like it needs to be distant out of you, but to know that it's within you, and to calling it upwards, calling it to the forefront of your mind, to encompass you, to remind you of how powerful you are, how creative you are, how magical you are. And each of us remembering that within ourselves is what's doing the shifting, is what's doing the healing on earth, is what is creating a new life, a new energy. I almost want to say purpose, maybe a new purpose for these generations to come. And you're the start of that. And I feel like that might be putting a lot of pressure on you. You might feel like that's a lot of pressure, like, oh my gosh, I'm the start of all of this, and so that must mean I can't mess up, and I have to create, and I have to just keep going because I can't mess up. And that's not what we're stepping into. We're stepping into authenticity. And part of being authentic is having mess ups, is having oops moments, is having times where you're doubting yourself, but then you remember your power and you recall it back in, and then you stand in that again. And then when it slips back away, you recall it again, and you release the energies that no longer are serving you or that don't belong to you, or the extra energetic baggage you're carrying with you that doesn't need to be there. And we remind ourselves that we are capable and we are powerful together, but we're doing it like I don't have the words because it's so mystical. It's so powerful. It's, you are one, we are all, like, but I don't know how else to describe that. I feel like I'm getting lost, so I might pull some cards now. But it's okay if you're feeling lost. It's okay if you're feeling stuck or stagnant, or if you're feeling like you're recognizing that you're in a place of force, or that you're like trying to make things happen and create things and it just doesn't feel right. Then, recognize that and call your power back. Release what doesn't need to be there with you right now. However you feel you need to release it. Yeah. All right. I feel like I want to bring up my Divine Guidance Oracle deck. I don't know if I've used this with you guys before. It's a 44 card Oracle deck. It's really giving me some work today. There we go. Making me work for it a little bit. So these cards are so cool because they just have numbers on them, or they have one number per card, and then they have designs on them, on whatever, whatever you choose to see from them. So I'll hold them up for you, and you can kind of just in your mind or out loud if you want to, or in the comments, tell me what you see from these cards. And then I pull up the book, and the book tells me, based off of what the number is, what this card means, and take it as it resonates with you. So, God, Source, Universe, can you help give us a message? Can you give us a message for this collective for releasing, how to release and how to move forward, and, how to work with their creativity and their power? Also, I feel like purple is definitely a color today. Purple is the crown chakra color, so like enlightenment, but spiritual guidance, spiritual depth, third eye type thing too, as well. Royalty, love. My nails are purple today. I did not plan that, but that's awesome. These cards are very purple. All right. And we have the number 8, abundance. Look at that. All right, so what do you guys see? I'll hold it here for a little bit. All right. I love these. They make me so happy. All right, number 8. Balance. Life is all about balance. And this card is here to help you create more balance in all aspects of your life. Work and play, relationship time and alone time, social time and quiet meditation, physical activity and rest, giving and receiving, feminine energy and masculine energy. Balancing out each aspect of your life will enable you to give your energy to the world in a much more grounded and centered way. Thank you. Thank you, universe, for that. That couldn't have been said any better. That's literally what this was about. Is about finding that balance of masculine, feminine energy, about rest and play, creativity, and just sitting back and just... is there another card? Oh, I was going to be like, did 8 come out again? Because it was red. 36 came out. Let me show you guys. What do you see here? Let's pull up 36. Red and purple today. 36, self-talk. I was just talking about affirmations and how you talk about yourself and to yourself. I love that so much. This is a high energy card, and it is directly related to how you are treating yourself. Note how the teeth inside the mouth, interesting, I'll hold this up. Note how the teeth inside the mouth point inward in the image. Your guides are telling you that it's time to work on being kinder to yourself. It is important that you become aware of your self-judgments and inner dialogue. It is time to start consciously talking to yourself as if you were your best friend, using kindness and compassion. You do this for others. Now it is time to do it for yourself. I love that. I love that. Do we have any more cards that want to come out for this message? That's so amazing. Yeah, it's again like giving yourself grace for the place that you're in and not forcing yourself to be in a place, in any type of place. Don't force. This is about flow. This timeline that you guys are entering in is about flow. Authenticity. What feels right. Don't force. Don't show up any other way than what feels right to show up at that time and place. Talking positively to yourself. Positive affirmations. Today I'm going to wake up and it's going to be a mother fluffin' magical day. And something amazing is going to happen to me today because I deserve it. And because that's just coming in for me. Number 20. We got some pink energy too. Ooh. What do you guys see here? Number 20. Loved ones. Your friends and loved ones who have crossed over want you to know that they are with you. They are wrapping their loving energy around you and ask you to feel peace and serenity within your heart and mind about their passing. Maybe some of you guys recently lost somebody, or you've been thinking about somebody. Maybe it's the anniversary of their passing or their birthday, and they're just telling you that they're here right now. They support you. They are living and enjoying the other side and deeply desire for you to feel at peace within this world. They ask that you surrender any painful emotions. Release it. Yes. I'm feeling emotional, guys. They ask that you surrender any painful emotions you are holding on to and allow their loving presence to flow within your heart, bringing forth peace and serenity. Feel their loving energy and joyfully live in the gift of life here on earth. Yeah, because it is a gift. Because it is a gift. Humans, having this human experience, being able to feel all the emotions that we feel is a gift. And it's magical. Wow. Thank you, universe, for that. Those 3 messages. Wow. Alright, I do feel called to pull the angel numbers too. I think I'm going to skip tarot today. I'm not really feeling pulled to that. Let's go into some angel numbers really quick, and then I think we'll end this message. Alright, this is a big deck. Angel numbers. What numbers can help this collective today and into this week when they're feeling stuck and stagnant? What kind of energies and numbers might they be seeing and feeling right now? I'm seeing 333 in my head, and 444, 313 as well, 888. I'm gonna shuffle one more time. Oop. And then it came out. There we go. 3, 4, 6. Oh, the cards just dropped off my lap. Ah! Okay, hang on. Let me get situated, guys. But 3, 4, 6 is the number that came out. Wow, hang on. Is being a little extra today. Thank you, angels. Okay. Nice. And 300 right here, too. So 3, 4, 6. Skipping steps. Details are important. You are moving at a faster speed than most lately, and your angels are reminding you to make sure you aren't skipping any necessary steps. Circle back today to a recent situation and make absolutely sure you did not miss any details or processes that can cause an issue later. This could also be resting, you guys, too. Maybe part of the steps in resting, like you're skipping the rest part, you're skipping the absorbing part, like you've been going through a reprogramming. Downloads have been coming into your dreams and been coming in through your daydreams and your thoughts, and you've been working through a lot. So this is like a reintegration process. Maybe you skipped that. Maybe you're like, cool, I got it, let's go to work. And you're not really necessarily integrating it yet and taking that time to rest and let your body, your mind, your soul absorb that. So yeah, 346. And then we got 300 right here too. Divine connection. The mind, body, and spirit unite. Your angels acknowledge that you have an intense connection to the divine right now. With the purple, I was saying the crown chakra and divine connection. The unity of your mind, body, and spirit creates a conduit for spirit messages. Sit in meditation with your hands on your third eye chakra, the center of your forehead right now. Repeat this mantra a few times until it begins to sink in. You guys ready? I trust in my abilities. Say it with me. I trust in my abilities. One more time, guys, just for good measure, because 3. I trust in my abilities. You are a powerful being, okay, of light, love, and possibilities. So don't let that doubt creep in and take over. Allow for rest and reintegration so you can stand in your truth and authenticity, so you can feel that spark in creativity and your passion and whatever you're feeling called to. You don't need to force it, okay? You're very powerful. Those release methods, the O method, the candle method, the walking outside method, it does a lot for you and for your soul, okay? And to reintegrate all of this information, all of these downloads, all of these things that you've been jumping into and stepping into. It is time to do that. All right. I feel like that's it, guys. That's it. And I'm sending you guys so much love, so much light, so much positivity, and sending you guys a big virtual hug, okay? Because life is crazy. It be crazy. But I do feel like this is a perfect time to just reground, recenter, realign, redefine what you're working on. Make sure you're not skipping any steps, okay? And some of those steps can be resting. Some of those steps can be just sitting with ideas and not forcing them to come to a physical form quite yet. Because it will. It will. I promise you. You're not going to stay stuck forever, okay? Clarity is coming in. But you also are the magician, and you can help that clarity come in by allowing yourself and helping yourself to release energetically. Release the things that are swirling in your head, the things that feel stuck in your body, maybe in your chest, maybe a little bit in your gut too. And yeah, just do the things that make you feel best in that moment, okay? I love you guys. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next reading. Bye!